The National Cattlemen's Beef Association, a contractor to the Beef Checkoff, partnered with a group of culinary professionals called Chef's Roll to create a series of videos highlighting the importance of the Beef Quality Assurance Program for both cattle producers and the chefs who serve beef. Here's a look at one of those videos.
My name is Ryan Clark. I'm the executive chef at Casino del Sol in Tucson, Arizona. I'm a Tucson native, born and raised here. Absolutely love the local community. Worked here for about 15 years in the restaurant industry. Graduated from the Culinary Institute of America in Hyde Park, New York, and just love what I do.
My name is Dean Fish, and I ranch here in southern Arizona near Nogales on the U.S.-Mexico border. Beef Quality Assurance. It's a program ensuring that beef producers do the right thing. And by the right thing is taking care of the health and welfare of their livestock and being part of producing a safe, wholesome beef product.
Our signature dish is a dry-aged bone-in ribeye, and there's a reason it's one of our top sellers. We lightly rub local whiskey and then let it dry-age for 35 days. The intensity of the dry-age concentrates the flavor, makes the beef taste more flavorful, more tender, and more luxurious. The bone-in steak is cooked over cast iron heat, which creates a deep and even caramelized exterior. We finish the dish by basting the steak with an aromatic butter. The overused term farm to table is making a transition to chef to farm or chef to ranch. I think it's important that chefs visit the makers that they work with and see all the hard work firsthand. And my favorite part about touring the ranch was seeing the relationship that Dean has with the livestock. You can tell his passion and the care he has for the cattle go above and beyond. It's quite an amazing experience to see all the hard work on the ranch that brings beef to our tables at home and into our restaurants.
Being a farmer rancher means that we have a responsibility to properly care for the livestock and the natural resources that we raise those livestock on.
A chef to me it's a responsible position. You know, you're cooking for the public, and a lot of chefs don't think about nutrition, but we want to make sure that we're really fueling our bodies. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
And joining me now is Sarah Reece, Senior Executive Director of Brand Marketing for the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. So Sarah, I'm curious, incredible video we just saw. What kind of reaction are you getting from those Chef's Roll videos?
So first of all, let me tell you how excited the chefs that joined us for the video shoots are about this opportunity. It gave them an experience to meet producers and learn about cattle care, and I've heard over and over again what great opportunity that was. Second of all, chefs and consumers alike are really loving these videos. The videos have reached 1.3 million consumers. We've had over 650,000 video views, and 21,000 people have engaged with this content via social media. We hear from Chef's Roll that storytelling videos like this are really resonating with their audience. And so we know that it's something that we need to continue working on. That's
outstanding news and great results, actually. I'm curious, one of the other trends that I read about is how in some cases beef is moving from center plate to an ingredient in the meal. What are you doing to encourage chefs to make certain beef is included as an ingredient in some meals that they may not initially think about beef?
Yeah, we work with chefs on a lot of campaigns throughout the year. Some of them are in more traditional ways, like summer grilling. Yep. And other times we challenge chefs to really create dishes where beef's not traditionally an ingredient, like for Thanksgiving or for breakfast. Yep. And to do this, we work with organizations like Chef's Roll or the James Beard Foundation to create digital content or to create webinars to show chefs how to use underutilized cuts of beef.
Mm-hmm. Why is it so important not just to educate chefs on what we're doing from a production practice standpoint, but also other influencers?
It's getting harder and harder to be seen in traditional media outlets. So working with influencers is a way for us to reach a larger audience. Consumers really trust influencers that they follow and seek advice and guidance from that group of people. So as consumers want to learn more about food production and animal care, it's important that we're educating that group of influencers so that they can provide accurate information. And we do that by having ranch immersion experiences, providing them with webinar content, inviting them to events where producers are on panels to explain the process to them.
Well, I compliment you for all that you and your team are doing to amplify the voice of American farmers and ranchers about beef production. I think it's critically important to driving beef demand. Thank you.
Thank you.
Still ahead, we'll talk about a program designed to show parents the value of feeding beef to their children at an early age. We've got that story when we return. Stay with us.
Stressors that trigger bovine respiratory disease are all around. So when you spot BRD in your herd, turn to Zuprevo, the fast that lasts. Zuprevo is rapidly absorbed in as little as 45 minutes and lasts up to 28 days. Because in the race against BRD, you need to win. Ready, set, Zuprevo. In case of human injection, seek immediate medical advice. For use in beef and non-lactating dairy cattle only. For prescribing information, talk to your veterinarian or visit Zuprevo.com.
NCBA and the Beef Checkoff work together to help consumers understand the valuable role beef plays in a healthy, nutritious diet for people of all ages. Here to talk more about these efforts is Dr. Shailene Mcneil. She's the Executive Director for Human Nutrition Research at NCBA. Shailene, tell us just a little bit about what you're doing to help people understand the value of providing beef to particularly young kids.
Well, you know, there's just so much nutrition information that's come out. Consumers are very much interested in learning about nutrition, and we are now paying more attention to how young families are eating, especially infants. And a lot of people don't realize that the American Academy of Pediatrics, the new dietary guidelines, they encourage the nutrients in beef starting at around 6 months of age.
Wow.
But this is new information for not just parents, but even pediatricians. So we're working on raising awareness among pediatricians and parents about these new guidelines.
That's really exciting. And specifically, how do you get that information out to that target audience?
We know that pediatricians are lacking in information about nutrition in general. They're lacking in information about the new guidelines to recommend beef starting at around 6 months of age. So through our partnership with the Federation of State Beef Councils, we are working on reaching pediatricians with medical education, so continuing medical education so they can get up to speed on the new science, but then also actually going into pediatricians' offices, providing medical education and information for parents to pick up while they're there. Because parents have a lot of questions while they're in the pediatrician's office. They're learning about starting to feed their family, and we've got tips and how-tos. We're going to be in 2,200 pediatrician and birthing centers with information thanks to our partnership with the Federation.
That's fantastic news, because it seems to me like sometimes doctors are great doctors, but they sometimes lack a little bit in nutritional expertise. And I'm curious, what's been their reaction as you've tried to share this message with them?
Very receptive. I think there's a lot of curiosity. We know, and pediatricians know, that iron rates have been declining in children as people have become more interested in breastfeeding. Iron rates have actually gone down a little bit. So pediatricians are thinking about iron. They're looking for iron-rich sources. Beef is one of those good sources of iron. And so they're looking to learn. So medical education has been very successful. But then pediatricians need tips on how to help parents get that information. And that's where we can come in with safe and nutritious feeding practices for beef as well.
But it's safe to say that projects and promotions and educational efforts like these, they got to be rooted in science and research. So tell us about the role of research in these kind of
There
efforts.
is just no way that we as a Beef Checkoff or State Beef Council partners could go and work with pediatricians without science. The first thing that they're going to ask us for is, where's the research to back this up? And that's what we have. Thank goodness the Checkoff has been investing in nutrition research for more than 2 decades on this specific topic, introducing beef at around 6 months of age and looking for those benefits. And so we're able to take that science and back our message up with good science. And so we're seeing great receptivity to our messages as well.
Well, it's something that I think a lot of us always thought we knew, and now you've got the science to prove it. That's great news for the future of the beef industry. Thanks for all the work you're doing.
It's great to be here.